Hey, what's going on? It's Ray Gordon Jr. of GetApplianceHelp.com. We got another one for you. Don't forget to hit that button. Let's get it. Hi, I'm here at a Maytag Bravo's top-load washer. We already know what the problem is. I'm about to go through the diagnostics though, so you can kind of figure out on your. Also, what is it? This is the new style vertical modular washer. If it has this style right here, you can put it in test mode. The way you do it is go counterclockwise all the way around, and then go right, 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 left, right. Everything should light up. All right, we want to test error codes. I'm gonna go clockwise one time to get to the first test, and I'm gonna hit the start button. Everything should light up. Let's go clockwise to see the error codes. First one is F7E1. F7E1. Next one, F7E7. F7E7. Next one, F0E0. F0E0. It stores up to 4. F0E0. That means there's none. We'll go to the top. Go back to the beginning. We hold the start button down. It should clear all your error codes. Yep. Now there's no error codes. F0E0. Let's turn it off. So that code is basically the motor is not running like basket speed fault code. It's something to do with the motor and stuff like that. So let's just go in and check it. First thing I normally do is I bounce the tub like that. Bounce it. It went down one time and went back up. So that tells me I'm not bouncing all over the place. So my suspension is good. Next thing I do is I turn the wash plate. Make sure it's catching with the whole tub. Make sure my wash plate not stripped out. That's fine. Now I'm going to get back in test mode. We'll do a manual test. Let's do this like this. Right, 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 left, right. We back in. Manual test is you got to turn it clockwise until the last two is lit. So we'll go about 1, 2, 3. The last two is lit. That's manual test. Hit the start button one time. Everything closed off. So hit it again to lock the lid. The lid is locked. I normally go counterclockwise one time to see. That's the last test in the manual cycle. So I go counterclockwise to get to it. Now I'm gonna start. This should be heavy acetate. Let's hit the play button and try it. You hear it clicking and stuff like that. It takes about 15 seconds before the shields go from spin to acetate for the shift actuator to move, and then start agitating here in a second. Now you hear, you don't hear nothing moving, but y'all hear that, So my motor's trying to run. My motor ain't moving. So we thought something was wrong, so let's pause it. My motor ain't moving. Let's power it off and let's get underneath here. We're going to unplug it. One thing we're going to do is check the belts. Before I move any further, if you need to get the service manual, you want to see how I do that right, left, right, put it in manual test, check the error codes. Right underneath this lid, you got to lift the lid up on the wash machine. Most times you lift these lids up, there's like a screw right there. You loose that screw. And this side, you loose the top, that screw right there, the top one. And you loose this screw right here, take this little plate off. Once you loose the screws, and they're completely out, you're going to push the lid forward, bring the lid forward, and it's going to lift up. You got to kind of play with it a little bit. Go back, rock it back and forth a little bit, and the lid should just lift up. And right inside here, this corner right here, you're going to see a plastic Ziploc bag with the service manual inside. That's how you get to it. All right? But we already know how to. Let's get underneath here and see what's going on. So I lift it back. Alright. Underneath here. Let's do that. Sorry about that. Alright. Underneath here, you got your drain pump. You got your shift actuator. And right back there, that black tube thing right there, that's your capacitor. That's your capacitor. This red and yellow wire goes to your capacitor. That's your motor. And this when I check my belt. My belt is still on this motor. So to get to the capacitor, I think it's the capacitor because the motor's not running. Let's check. I always check these wires because sometimes on these wires they get snatched. So I tug on these yellow wires, all these wires. Make sure none of these wires is ripped out. All the wires look like they're still in place. So let's check the capacitor. That capacitor is a, what is it? A 50 microfarad capacitor. It's written on the side of it. What that means is 50 UF. You're gonna need a digital multimeter to test it. So what I do is, I take the connector off. Don't touch the connectors. Don't touch the metal parts of the capacitor. It might still have a charge on there and shock you. You don't want to get shocked. Shock. So what I'm gonna do is take my digital multimeter and touch each of the metal prongs, one and the one side by side. I'm gonna put it on capacitor. I'm gonna check the capacitor. Let me do that real quick. It should be 50 microfarad plus and minus 5%. All right, let's see. Give me a second. All right, so just so you know, I got a little clamp meter. Let me zoom in a little bit. Make sure it's focused. Come on, focus. All right, there we go. Focus. Most capacitor symbol is that little symbol right there. If you got a little meter, you see that little symbol right there I'm pointing to? That's your capacitor. That's your audible, that's your resistance, that's your diode. But that little symbol up top is your capacitor. Some meters might have it by itself. Whatever digital multimeter you have, put it on your capacitor. So I'm gonna put it on there. I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna hit my select button a couple times until I see capacitor. You will see the symbol. It'll look like mine's. Why it's not? It's NF. You're gonna have that F. Nanofarad is wide open. So we're looking for 50 UF. Right now it's NF. I'm not touching nothing. So I'm about to touch those connectors. Oh, excuse me. I'm about to touch those connectors and I should get UF. All right, let me try it. I should get 50 UF. Right now I'm gonna put my meter. I'm touching my connectors. I gotta do it with one hand while I'm recording. It's kind of hard. I need to get a GoPro or something. Right now I'm at 48. Let's put it that way so I can see it on the meter. Right now I'm at 0. I ain't got no capacitor. Alright. It's at 0.4 or 48 something. I ain't got nothing. So we already knew it was the capacitor. So we ordered the capacitor. It's the part number. I'm gonna put the link in the description where you can get it at. But that's the part number. The one on the washer is black. This one is silver. But it still works because all that matters is this is a 50 UF plus or minus 5%. All right, take out the capacitor just so you can see where it's supposed to be. Touch the capacitor so we can see on the meter. On the meter, I can't do nothing with this. There we go. Let's try that. It's gonna be hard to do this with two hands, one hand. All right, let me hold this up real quick so we can see. Here we go, 50 UF, 50.77. That's what I got, 50.77. I was getting 0 earlier on the other one, so just keep in mind that's what we got, 50. I got 50 microfarads, 50 point UF, 50.77. So I wasn't getting nothing on that one. I got 50.77 on this one, so I know the capacitor wore out. So let's reinstall the new capacitor. To do that, it's usually there's one little screw in there. You see that screw? Let me show you. There you go. You see that one little screw in there? It's a little 5/16. I use a 5/16 nut driver to take that screw out. Alright, let's do that. Take that screw. Right tight, lefty loosey. Alright. Just taking that screw out. Already got the capacitor unplugged. That's it. Take the capacitor out. This out. Put the new one in. I'm in the same way. Just sit it in and put the screw back in. Alright, I cannot do it with one hand. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I got the capacitor back in. Make sure you don't forget to plug it back up. Plug it back up. And this repair is almost done. We're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna test it out, and then we're gonna calibrate. I think we don't have to calibrate it, but I think we do. So calibration only take a few minutes, so I'm gonna show you how to do that too. Give me a second. Be right back. Let me stand this up. Let's stand. We done stood it back up. Let's plug it back in. And now we're gonna get back in service mode. Let's do the same thing. Counterclockwise all the way around one time. And I go right, left, right. Everything is lit. I'm gonna go clockwise 2-3 times until the last 2 is lit. That's the manual test cycle. Hit the start button. Now let's hit it again to lock the lid. Let's go counterclockwise. You should turn the agitator on. You should hear everything run. It's moving, it's clicking. In a second, it should start agitating. See it moving? Now it's agitating. That, my friend, is how you make this repair. Let it go for about 15-20 seconds. I know it's good. We stop it. Go clockwise. Counterclockwise 2 more times to get the high speed spin. Hit the play button again. It's just gonna hit it clicking some more. About 15 seconds. Then it's gonna start a full speed spin. See, it's picking up. I'm not gonna let it do too much. I'm just gonna turn the power off and then stop everything. And the lid's gonna unlock because I want to calibrate this water machine, and then I come back in and do another manual test. You don't have to, but it's just something I do. I just recalibrate it. Then I come back in and do a manual test. I'm gonna show you how to recalibrate here in a second. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Wait till this finishes. All right, so let's calibrate this washer. The caliper. Let's get back in test cycle. 1, 2, 3, left, right. All right, we in. To calibrate, you want to go into the only thing that's go clockwise into the only thing that's lit is the rinse button. So the rinse is the only thing that's lit. Then you make sure that the washer is completely empty. Make sure the washer is where you want it to be at without it rocking or anything. It's all in, then you hit the start button. Then you don't touch nothing. It's gonna race like it's racing right there. And it's gonna do this thing. They say it takes about 4 minutes to calibrate, sometimes more or less. So I just go through and let it do its thing. It's gonna start making some noise. It's gonna lock the lid. It's just doing this thing. Start agitating. It's gonna make some other noise, weird noise. Turn the drain pump on. It's clicking and all the extra stuff it's making. Your water machine is not about to blow up. It's just calibrating. You know the calibration is complete when the wash machine stops completely and the lid unlocks. Once the lid unlocks and everything is dark again, then your calibration is completed. Once it do that, what I typically, you don't have to do this, but what I do is I get back in service mode and then I go back to the error codes to see if I got any fault codes. Alright. Alright, just finished calibrating. Everything just turned off. The lid just unlocked. So I'm gonna get back in service mode. Right, left, right. Everything is lit up. I'm gonna go clockwise one time to done is lit. Hit the start button. I'm just checking error codes. Went F, F0, E0. So yeah, I ain't got no codes. Power off. This repair is complete. All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, click on one of the links to purchase the capacitor in the description. It's an affiliate link, so just to support the cause. So until next time, I'll see you later.